The Philadelphia Eagles traveled to the Mercedes-Benz Superdome for a Week 3 showdown with the New Orleans Saints. The anticipation was palpable as fans from both sides eagerly awaited this high-stakes encounter. This matchup was a clash of NFC contenders, each looking to make a statement early in the season. Both teams had shown flashes of brilliance in the first 2 weeks, and this game was set to be a litmus test for their playoff aspirations. The Eagles, with their high-powered offense, hoped to exploit a Saints defense still finding its footing. Their offensive lineup, featuring dynamic playmakers and a versatile quarterback, aimed to put pressure on the Saints' secondary. Meanwhile, the Saints aimed to rely on their home field advantage and veteran leadership to secure a victory. The energy in the Superdome was electric, with fans creating a hostile environment for the visiting Eagles. The game was highly anticipated, with both teams boasting passionate fan bases and playoff aspirations. Tailgating parties and pre-game festivities added to the excitement, as fans donned their team colors and rallied behind their squads. The Eagles, led by quarterback Jalen Hurts, were coming off a close loss to the San Francisco 49ers. Hurts, known for his dual-threat capabilities, was determined to bounce back and lead his team to victory. The Saints, under the guidance of head coach Dennis Allen, were looking to build on their Week 2 win against the Carolina Panthers. Allen's strategic acumen and the team's cohesive play were key factors in their early success. This game promised to be a hard-fought battle with significant implications for the NFC playoff race. Every snap, every tackle, and every play would be crucial as both teams fought for supremacy in the conference. The intensity on the field was matched only by the fervor of the fans, making this a must-watch event for football enthusiasts. As the game progressed, the atmosphere grew even more charged. Fans from both sides were on the edge of their seats, reacting to every twist and turn with cheers and groans. The players fed off this energy, pushing themselves to their limits in pursuit of victory. In the end, the Crescent City Clash lived up to its billing as a thrilling contest between two formidable teams. Regardless of the outcome, both the Eagles and the Saints demonstrated their potential to be major players in the NFC playoff picture. As fans filed out of the stadium, the buzz of excitement lingered, a testament to the unforgettable spectacle they had just witnessed. The first half of the Eagles vs. Saints game was a defensive struggle. Both teams came out with a clear focus on defense, making it a tough and gritty contest from the very beginning. The intensity on the field was palpable, with each team trying to outmuscle the other. Both teams came out strong, emphasizing physicality and limiting scoring opportunities. The coaches had clearly drilled their players on the importance of maintaining a solid defensive front, and it showed in every play. The huddles were filled with strategic discussions, and the players executed their plans with precision. The Eagles' offense, known for its explosiveness, found it difficult to move the ball against a disciplined Saints defense. Every attempt to advance was met with fierce resistance. The Saints' defensive backs were particularly effective in covering the Eagles' wide receivers, leaving few options for quarterback Jalen Hurts. The Saints' defensive line, anchored by Cameron Jordan, generated consistent pressure on Jalen Hurts, disrupting the Eagles' passing attack. Jordan's ability to break through the offensive line and sack Hurts was a key factor in the Saints' defensive success. The Eagles' offensive line struggled to protect their quarterback, leading to hurried throws and missed opportunities. On the other side of the ball, the Saints' offense also struggled to find a rhythm. The Eagles' defense was relentless, with their defensive line penetrating the Saints' offensive line and forcing their quarterback into difficult situations. The Saints' attempts to establish a running game were thwarted by the Eagles' stout defensive front. The Eagles' defense, led by Darius Slay and Fletcher Cox, contained Alvin Kamara and limited the Saints' rushing attack. Slay's coverage skills and Cox's dominance in the trenches were instrumental in keeping the Saints' offense in check. Kamara, usually a dynamic playmaker, found little room to maneuver. The first half ended with a score of 3-0 in favor of the Saints, the only points coming from a Will Lutz field goal. The low score reflected the defensive prowess of both teams, as neither offense could find a way to break through. The low-scoring affair was a testament to the defensive intensity displayed by both teams. Every yard gained was hard-fought, and every tackle was executed with precision. The fans, though hoping for more offensive fireworks, couldn't help but appreciate the defensive masterclass on display. The first half set the stage for what promised to be a thrilling and closely contested second half, with both teams looking to make the necessary adjustments to gain the upper hand. Leading up to the game, analysts and commentators heavily debated the outcome of the Eagles versus Saints matchup. Many favored the Eagles, citing their offensive firepower and the Saints' relatively untested defense. However, others pointed to the Saints' home field advantage and experience in close games as potential deciding factors. Key matchups identified included the Eagles' offensive line versus the Saints' defensive front, as well as the Saints' running game against the Eagles' defensive line. The battle in the trenches, particularly the Eagles' ability to protect Jalen Hurts from the likes of Cameron Jordan, was seen as crucial to determining the outcome of the game. Additionally, the matchup between Saints receiver Michael Thomas and Eagles cornerback Darius Slay promised to be a highlight for fans. Both the Eagles and Saints entered the game with key players listed as inactive. The Eagles were without wide receiver Devonta Smith, who was nursing a hamstring injury. Smith's absence was a significant blow to the Eagles' passing attack, as he had emerged as a reliable target for Jalen Hurts. The Saints were without tight end Adam Trautman and backup quarterback Jameis Winston. Trautman's absence limited the Saints' options in the passing game, while Winston's absence meant that the Saints had to rely solely on Andy Dalton as their backup quarterback. These absences forced both teams to make adjustments and rely on their depth players to step up. Section 5, Injury Report, Key Players Sidelined. Injuries also played a role in the game, with both teams losing key players during the contest. The Eagles saw starting left tackle Jordan Mailata leave the game in the second quarter with an ankle injury. Mailata's departure forced the Eagles to shuffle their offensive line, potentially impacting their ability to protect Jalen Hurts. The Saints, on the other hand, lost starting cornerback Marshon Lattimore in the third quarter due to a concussion. Lattimore had been tasked with covering Eagles receiver A.J. Brown, and his absence left a void in the Saints secondary. These injuries further tested the depth of both teams and added another layer of complexity to the game. Section 6, Second Half, Surge, a battle to the finish. The atmosphere in the stadium was electric as fans from both sides anticipated a thrilling conclusion to this high-stakes game. The second half of the game saw both offenses find more success. The strategies that had been meticulously planned during halftime began to unfold on the field, with each team executing plays with precision and determination. The Eagles, trailing by 3 points, made adjustments at halftime and came out firing. Their coaching staff had clearly identified weaknesses in the Saints' defense, and they were ready to exploit them. Jalen Hurts connected with A.J. Brown for a long touchdown pass, giving the Eagles their first lead of the game. The crowd erupted as the dynamic duo celebrated in the end zone, their chemistry on full display. The Saints responded with a touchdown of their own, a short pass from Jameis Winston to Alvin Kamara. The precision of Winston's throw and Kamara's agility were a testament to their skill and preparation. The game went back and forth with both teams exchanging scores. Each possession felt like a potential game changer, keeping fans on the edge of their seats. The Eagles' offense, fueled by Hurts' mobility and Brown's playmaking ability, posed a constant threat. Hurts' ability to extend plays with his legs and Brown's knack for finding open space made them a formidable duo. However, the Saints' defense, despite missing key players, came up with timely stops and turnovers. Their resilience and ability to adapt under pressure were crucial in keeping the game within reach. The fourth quarter was a nail-biter, with the lead changing hands several times. Every play was critical, and the tension in the stadium was palpable. Fans from both sides were on their feet, cheering and holding their breath with each snap of the ball. The game had become a true test of endurance, strategy, and willpower, with both teams leaving everything on the field in their quest for victory. Section 7, Post-Game Breakdown, Analyzing the Outcome. In the end, the New Orleans Saints emerged victorious, defeating the Philadelphia Eagles by a score of 27-24. The game came down to the wire, with the Saints kicking a game-winning field goal as time expired. The victory was a testament to the Saints' resilience and ability to win close games, especially at home. Post-game analysis focused on the Saints' defensive performance and their ability to contain the Eagles' offense. The Saints' defensive line generated consistent pressure on Jalen Hurts, while their secondary, despite injuries, made crucial plays down the stretch. The Eagles, on the other hand, were left to rue missed opportunities and costly turnovers. Section 8. Looking ahead, implications for the Eagles and Saints. The outcome of this game had significant implications for both teams. For the Saints, the victory was a confidence booster and a sign that they could compete with the NFC's best. The win improved their record to 2-1, keeping them in contention in the highly competitive NFC South. For the Eagles, the loss was a setback, dropping their record to 1-2. The Eagles' offense, while explosive at times, struggled with consistency and turnovers. The loss highlighted the need for the Eagles to improve their offensive line play and find more balance on offense.